Hey guys, it's me, Stephanie. I want to say welcome back for another video. I want to welcome you to my channel. If you're new here, I want to say welcome and thank you for tuning in. If you like what I'm talking about, please click the subscribe button and hit like. So today I'm going to talk about salaries for occupational therapy assistants. Someone left me a comment, want to know about the suspected salary for occupational therapy assistant. So I did some research online. I looked up I think it's the Bureau of Labor Statistics. I think that report, that's what I looked up. Well, anyway, based on the report, the salary varies per state. So I would say that if you're in school for occupational therapy assistant, or you planning on going to school for occupational therapy assistant and you're interested in what the salary for OTA may be in your state, look up for your state, like the salary of an OTA. That way you have a clarity for your specific state how much the salary is. Well, anyway, based on the research that I did, what they were saying is based on the years of experience. If you're a new grad with 1 year or less of experience, you can start out making about $58,427 a year. That's like the average salary for a new grad. That's what they're saying, and that says about what I think that comes out to be about $28 an hour. But from what I would say, and based on my experience and what I've known from different companies, you should probably try to aim to get between 25 to 28 as a new grad. $25 to $28 an hour as a new grad. And then it says from 1 to 2 years of experience, you can expect to make about $59,921. That's which averages out to be about $28 an hour. So I would say based on maybe 1 to 2 year experience, maybe you can ask for between $28 to $29 an hour. And it says from 3 or more years of experience, you can make about $61,672 an hour, which averages to be about $29 and some change an hour. I would say probably if you have about 3 to 4 years of experience, I would say between 29 and 30. And I would say if you got 5 or more, try to aim for between $30 to $35 an hour. That's what I would say if you have 5 or more years of experience. Now, anywhere between 3 to 4, I would say between $29 and $30 an hour. That's what it said online when I did my research looking up the salaries. But it varies by state, because some states are coming in a whole lot lower than that. So I would just say for you to go online and check your state where you live at and see what the average salary is. And another thing I was going to say too, it says something about that they said your salary plateau between 3 or more years of experience. I think once you get about 5 years or more, it plateaus. I think if you had 3 years, you're probably going to start out, you probably can get between 29 and 30. But once you get about 5, I think you can ask for 30 or more an hour. That's what I think. And also, another tip I'm going to say, now if you are just starting out or getting your first job or whatever you're doing, try to get the most that you can get an hour for your years of experience. And let me tell you this, because I'm going to say if you're working in a nursing home. And the reason why I'm saying that is because most facilities do not give annual raises. Once again, most facilities do not give annual raises in nursing homes. And that's what I'm talking from a nursing home experience, because that's where I work at. Now, I did get a raise last year, which was the first time I've gotten a raise in about 5 years. So it's the thing about getting an annual raise, that's been gone for years now. When I first started out, which was about 24 years ago, we used to get an annual raise every year. But over the last over the last 8 years, all that stopped. Most companies are not giving out annual raises anymore. So that's why I would tell you, so whatever you can get, the most you can get, try to get it. And I hate to be that way, but that's just the truth. Now, it did say some things that you can do to increase your earning potential, like as an occupational therapy assistant. And one thing that you can do is take on, try to apply for those administrative positions like the rehab program managers. If you're in a nursing home, they have like rehab program managers, or different places too. That try to get those manager roles, and you probably can make more money with the 2-year degree as an assistant. And another thing, it said that you can earn more money by doing like teaching classes. And I would think that what they're trying to say, if you have some expertise or certification in a specific things, you can offer continuing education classes on those things. Like if you specialize in stroke rehab, you can offer continuing education classes on stroke rehab. That's the way to increase your earning potential. And and the last thing, just go back to school, be an OT. You can make more money as an occupational therapy assistant. You can make more money as an occupational therapist versus being the assistant. And I think a new grad OT is probably going to start out maybe about $38 an hour. I'm not exactly sure on that. Don't take my word for that, but I'm guessing that's probably what a new grad OT is making. Let's see. And also, they said that you can move to some of those states that pays more. There are some states, I think New Jersey was one of them, and California, that pays a whole lot more for assistant. But the only thing you have to be concerned about, if those states are paying a whole lot more, you have to make certain that they're not saturated. When I say that there's not a lot of OTAs in that area. I know those states. I know California's a big state, and it says that they're paying a whole lot more. But also, the cost of living in those states are higher too. So you have to take that into effect. But you have to be careful if you got those states that are saturated with OTAs. It really be hard to find a job in those kind of states that have like a lot of schools, and they're putting out a lot of therapists every year. So you have to be careful about that. Now, I know in North Carolina, we're not a saturated state. I think we have, how many OTA programs do we have in North Carolina right now? I think we have my guess, I think we have about 5 or 6 in the whole state. I think. The last time I recall, I think we have about 5 or 6 OTA programs in the state of North Carolina. So we're not considered a saturated state. And I would say the employment outlook still looks pretty good for OTAs. I'm based from my point of view from the nursing home setting. Like I said, the nursing home is the biggest employer for OTAs. And we're a whole lot cheaper than therapists, so I think they'll continue to use us more because of the fact that they can pay us less than they can a therapist. So I would say the job still looks pretty good and everything, even with all the changes that's going on with the Medicare reimbursement and things like that. I still think the job outlook looks pretty good for occupational therapy assistant. And another thing you also can do to make more money, you can work PRN. I think the going average PRN rate may be about $35 to $40 an hour. I could be off with that 40, but I'm thinking 30. I'll say between $30 and $40 an hour. Let's give that range for a PRN. That means you just come and you help out. You don't work. You don't have insurance. You just come there to work as needed. So it's called PRN. You can make more money by working PRN. And also, it depends on like the facility, type of area that you work in. How about that? I would say that, like I said, the nursing home is one of the biggest employer for occupational therapy assistant. And I think when it comes down to wages, nursing home and home health settings are going to pay more for occupational therapy assistant. I can pretty much almost guarantee that, based on my years of experience and just different people that I know that's working in different settings. A hospital is probably the lowest pay in the lowest pay setting for OT assistant. But I know that the nursing home or home health, you'll probably make more money in either one of those settings. I'm trying to think what else I need to tell you about salaries. No, now also, this is something that people don't think about too, when you're working these companies and things, you have to look at the benefit package that come along with them. And what I mean by that is, I mean, a lot of them can pay you a lot of money, but it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't, I mean, it doesn't help you if you're making a whole lot of money, but you have to pay so much for your insurance. I mean, if you need insurance and stuff, because a lot of these companies, their insurance, some of the insurance, health insurance is very high. So you can make a whole lot of money, but you lose all your money when you're paying for high health insurance and different things like that. So make sure you look at the benefit packages whenever you determine about where you want to go work. Now, I would say if you get into the state system, it will pay lower than what you make in a nursing home or some of these private sectors, but the benefits will outweigh, I think, what you have in these private sector jobs. So that's another thing you have to think about as far as like your health insurance, your retirement. Now, I think if you work for the state, those are about the state is, I would pretty much say, it's about one of the only areas that you can go in and still get a match on your 401k. Most of these private jobs are not matching 401ks. So that's another thing to take into consideration if you get on with the state. They may pay a little bit less, but you have to look at the benefits versus some of these other places. Let's see. I'm trying to think of something else I can tell you. And also, when you think about your salary, and you had to think about the cost of living in the area that you live at. Now, I live in North Carolina, and I live on the east coast of North Carolina. So we're about an hour to hour and a half away from Raleigh, which is the capital of North Carolina. And we're 2 hours from the coast, from the beaches in North Carolina. So where I live is the cost of living is not that expensive. So for my salary, I mean, it's a good cost of living for where I live. So take those things into consideration when you're thinking about jobs and the amount of money you're trying to make. You have to always look at the cost of living and where you're trying to live versus the how much you're making, because that makes a big difference. If you, like they said, California pays one of the states for one of the highest pay rates for occupational therapy assistant, but if the cost of living costs so much, man, it's going to really eat away at your salary. So just take that into consideration. Well, this is going to be like a short video because I don't have too much I can tell you about salaries. Just make sure that if you're going into this profession, I really hope that you're going into it because it's something that you love to do, not so much about trying to make so much money. I hope it's just something that your heart is in, as far as like helping people, because that's the most important thing, that you're doing something that you love. And if you're doing something that you really love, you can't really put a price on that, you know. But I've been doing this for a long time now, and I really enjoy it. And I think it's a good job for a 2-year degree, which I'm not gonna lie, I think the pay is pretty good for a 2-year degree. But I do it because I love what I do, and I enjoy working with people. And so that's the most important thing for me, is I'm doing something that I love to do, and I get enjoyment out of it every day. So I hope that I gave you some tips as far as the salary and things like that. Just if you thought this was helpful, let me know. Just click like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to know more about occupational therapy, about being an occupational therapy assistant. Y'all give me some things that you want me to talk about, and I'll try to do my research on it and then tell you all that I know about it. So once again, I just want to say thank you and good night, and just thank you for tuning in. Love y'all. Bye.